And this is an Aztec war. Great.
I'm not sure what the Khanate does with Aztecs.
We'll
see.
If it plays like the Unknown or Ulysses do, it will tempt a fast castle. And maybe some scorpions. And monks, something like that.
Alright, so blue's dropped in the lumber camp at the nearest forest, but it's toward the Khanate a bit. Meanwhile, red's got a nice cozy spot.
Yeah, gold is very exposed, but it does have good forest.
Yep. Overall, I'd say blue has a better position. Just with the back gold.
Yeah, but I definitely hate the forest in the right of the map. Fortunately, it picked a good forest. Well, a not too bad forest, I would say. It is in the front, but at least there are some trees around the lumber camp.
The only other forest is that oak tree forest below the town center. If you want to avoid the lake-infested forest to the right.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the Khanate has already one barrack and it's training militians. Okay, so it will go...
Drush?
It will go for a Drush. So it might be Drush plus fast castle. I'm pretty sure it's gonna try this strategy. So as you said before, if Sion wants to finish at the first position, it needs Beginner to win against the Khanate. If the Khanate wins, Beginner is going to be eliminated, the Khanate finished at the first position, and Sion will reach the group G, K, L of the loser bracket, if I'm right. No, it's not G, K, L, it's D, E, F maybe? I'm lost. I don't remember.
Alright, looks like blue is luring deer. Lured one right under the town center, so that's nice.
Okay, so it would be the group GHI with Chameleon and Aya Submachine, Crusade or Mini 90.
Okay.
Well,
alright, so
5 militia
blue has
rush.
2 barracks.
Red did find its opponent. Okay, it's gonna try to attack right now. What we know about the Khanate is the fact that it tends to waste its militians against the TC. It doesn't retreat the units. So let's see what's going to happen.
So, Beginner is not close to Castle Age at all. He's got 4 barracks, which is too many.
Well, let's say that the Drush wasn't too bad. 2 villagers are dead. And a little bit of idle time, of course. Okay, it goes for archer range. Interesting. It does have the resources to start researching castle, it's the case, so it might go for crossbows, I guess.
See if it builds a second archery range. Maybe it's just building a building for Castle Age. Who knows?
Yeah, possible. Well, it starts training 1 archers. We can expect few more.
So archers for sure.
Yep.
And okay, Beginner's going to Castle Age now.
Yep. Okay, that can work, definitely. It will go for an Eagle's Rush against crossbows.
That's what it looks like. Yep.
Oh,
Eagle Warriors can win against crossbows as long as there's not too many crossbows.
look at this, 3 monasteries. So the Khanate does the same strategies than Ulysses and the Unknown as Aztec. It goes for a monk rush.
Well, Eagle Warriors are good against that if that's what beginner's going for.
Well, Eagle's Revenge win quite easily against this strategy, so
yep.
Beginner using that strategy should win, of course.
Yep, and we got Eagle Warriors coming from beginner. It's not able to use all 4 barracks at once, that's not surprising.
Yep. Well,
you got 6 gold miners for Eagle Warriors.
And red is actually, okay, building a 4th TC. Same for beginner. Well, 5 TCs for beginner.
Yep, we'll see if he stops there.
Well, the previous version of beginner tended to build archeries, many barracks, stables, etc. And this time as Aztec, at least it doesn't build extras building like archer range. That's a good point.
Alright, we got an attack from blue. And they're hitting the monastery.
Yep.
And all of red's monks are idle after converting a couple Eagle Warriors.
Actually, it converted 1 or 2 maybe eagles only. A few more now.
All the monks targeting the same units. So if beginner's able to keep this attack up, then that should be some good damage, although it looks like beginner is retreating.
Yep.
Oh, now it's going back.
Yep, it does have chainmail, which is a good point. And the harassment is actually working, because red has a lot of villagers idols.
So I wonder if the going back and forth is beginner just trying to regroup its armies. It's not ideal. Yeah, the long swordsman be good against Eagle Warriors, but not as good against the monks.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact.
So the Khanate has over 100 villagers. Beginner needs to be able to start killing off some of those villagers to make progress. But he definitely has the military to do so.
Well, I'm surprised by the capacity of the Khanate to keep maintaining the advantage in the civilian population. But the bad point is there's so many idle villagers.
Yeah. But the town center count for beginner is 8 right now.
Wow, so many town center from blue. That's crazy.
Blue's switching to crossbows, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if it's regarding the army composition of its army, but it's a good point.
So I think the crossbows will kill off villagers faster.
Yeah. But well, in the other end, I would say that the Aztec arbalests are not the best. As Mayan, it makes more sense.
Yeah. The Aztec Arbalists are missing the last armor grade.
Yep.
Also be nice to see some siege from beginner. Beginner's on the way to Imperial Age, that's also important.
Yeah.
The Khanate's already in Imperial.
I think that they both reached their civilian pop cap with 120, 125 for blue. So the rest of the economy is gonna go for the military. Right, it looks like blue stopped going for arbalest. It eventually returned to go for infantry, which makes more sense as Aztec.
Got some Jaguar warriors as well.
Yeah, that's a very good point against the Eagle strain by the Khanate.
Yep. So it does seem like beginner has some pretty good counter rules.
Yeah.
We
And
got some capped rams going against the Khanate's buildings. Looks like the beginner is really slowly making its way toward the Khanate's base.
yeah, this victory is really convincing. The Khanate did play great, I would say, in the way it defended pretty well with those many monks. And it managed to reach Imperial Age in a pretty decent time. But the harassment of beginner eventually give it the victory.
Yep. Beginner was just ahead on military most of the game.
Yeah.
Khanate couldn't catch up. And the Eagle Warriors countered the Khanate's strategy pretty well. Alright, main TC is down for the Khanates.
Yeah, 2 ultimate TCs, 11 population, well, 11 civilian population. And 10 TCs for beginner.
We got the Aztec Arbalists out. They even got petards. I was just noticing how many different kinds of units beginner is training. There's probably like 10 different kinds of soldiers on the map right now. We got Eagle Warriors, Jaguar Warriors, Pikemen, Skirmishers, Arbalists.
Everything, in fact. Okay.
Champions.
Yeah, it did have everything. Everything Aztec can do.
Yep, except for Scorpions and Trebuchets.
Yep.
And monks. I don't think I saw any monks. But yep, good job, beginner, on game 1.
Yeah, good job. Let's give it the first point. And this is the first loss for offwo tonight. It happens.
It'll have to be the last loss for the Khanate to move on.
Exactly. Okay, 4v4, pretty hard to say what's going on. What I noticed concerning beginner is in the game with Jezontos and Xip, the fact that beginners tends to stay in Castle Age too long. So I don't know if it's gonna be fixed with this version. That's what we're gonna watch right now in this 4v4. Let's go. Oh, pretty decent civilization for this game. We've got the Aztec, Persian, Chinese, and Spanish.
Spanish team game.
Spanish has flank for beginner and has pocket for the Khanate. Beginner has various strategies as flank. It can go for a scout rush. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a strategy selected as Spanish. It would make sense. We've got the pretty strong Persian as pocket for beginner and Aztec pocket. That's interesting. I don't know if beginner is gonna go for fast castle eagles rush or just boom, go imp. That's the question.
Blue's got a dancing sheep.
Wow. This right.
Hopefully that doesn't throw anything off for blue. But looking at the flanks, gray has a very exposed gold.
Yep. I'm surprised by how close is the main gold from the blues TC.
Wow, yeah.
Well,
And then for yellow, yellow has a very nice gold. It's got a hill right above its base though.
yep.
And no wood in the back. So that might be kind of hard. And looking at the other side, orange seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Overall, I'd say. And teal only really has one forest, and that's it.
Yeah, but a decent one, I would say. A forest.
Yeah, at least it's good.
What I like with beginner is the micro in early game in feudal age. Using DUC pretty well.
Yep, I think Jackie's spent some of the most time on DUC of any scripter. Maybe just thinking off my head, maybe Cheese on Toast and the Max have probably spent more time.
Yep, definitely. What I know is JackyLin worked on its previous AI during 1 year and eventually found the AI scripter forum, and that was the key moment for him to discover all what offers the user patch.
Yeah, so it looks like orange was trying to tower rush teal.
Yeah, he did try, in fact. It keeps trying, but without success.
And that's not a very good tower spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like beginners a very successful archer rush, I'd say, at this point.
Yeah, at this point it works pretty fine. Especially because
but
orange
it's pretty
is...
much just a giveaway from orange. It's like, here's one villager, here's another. Happy birthday.
It's a disaster. Oh man. Okay.
Meanwhile, yellow has successfully put up a tower by gray. But
orange is obsessed by this tower. Okay, let's say that orange is already dead. What about yellow?
Oh man, less than 30 villagers at almost 20 minutes.
Okay, yellow is defending pretty well. With a bunch of archers against powerless spearmen. Oh, grey goes for full infantry. That's interesting.
Aha.
As Chinese.
Let's see, Chinese. That's not what you expect from Chinese.
Yeah, well, it does have a few skirmishers too.
Man-at-Arms makes more sense with Wello Kingdoms and DE.
Yeah.
Which, since Beginner was made for DE, going to Man-at-Arms makes more sense. But we're playing user patch 1.0c. Won't be as effective. Alright, so we got some Red Eagle Warriors in Gray's Town, but all those Men-at-Arms are going to eat them up.
Yeah, blue does have all what it needs to counter the eagles, which are powerless. Orange is keeping suffering, but it's still alive, with 42 population. It was unexpected after this terrible start.
Yeah, so we got Persians with scouts. Green has the scouts.
Yeah.
And we got the retreat from the town center, that's good.
Yeah, Beginner is never in the hurry to reach the next ages. Look at this, the wall are Feudal Age. Okay, green is eventually in Castle Age. After
And blue's on the
28
way.
minutes.
Yeah, now they're all on the way to Castle Age. But yeah, I don't know if it's a situation where just research Castle Age when you have the resources but never save for it. I don't know. I bet Beginner has some rules to save up for Castle Age. With this many soldiers, eventually you have to stop it and go to Castle Age.
Yeah. Okay, red is eventually managing to damage grey. Just because blue was busy somewhere else. Blue is already massing 5 TCs. Okay, keep in mind that the Khanate needs to win this game.
Yes. So, as far as booming, Khanate is doing a better time. Orange is suffering still, but all the other players that are about 80 villagers already, while Beginner has less than 60 even despite the 5 town centers.
Well, I really hope that Beginner is improved in its Imperial Age researched, which might be pretty important against the Khanate.
We got some conquistadors attacking Teal.
From Teal. Okay, on Teal. Okay, by purple.
Yeah. Teal has a bunch of skirmishers, which should help.
Yeah, of course.
Conquistadors are fine.
Yeah, Conquistador is probably the best unit in Castle Age when it's microed. Okay, so purple is actually researching Imperial Age. Red is already in Imperial with the Eagles. We're still waiting the Elite Eagle Warriors, of course.
That's the big shift. Red has enough food for it, just needs to get the gold. Meanwhile, Beginner still doesn't have 100 pop.
That's a problem. Gray is too weak actually.
Yeah, just not building doesn't seem to be farming enough, and so doesn't have enough food to make villagers.
Well, look at this. It was the problem I was talking about in the game before. Gray built too many outer range, too many barracks, too many stables for no reason.
Yep, and now it's trying to maintain military production.
Yeah, because all this wood was bad used, while it should have built one TC faster and of course many farms.
Yep.
Maybe it's something which doesn't appear in DE, I don't know, because I know that JackyLin works a lot on DE, and it appears to me like being a crucial bug here. I don't know why it builds so many buildings which are useless.
Right. So, Gray is down and Red has the elite Eagle Warriors.
Okay, eventually.
Those Eagle Warriors are starting to do some damage. Looks like they're on their way toward blue pretty soon. Along with some yellow Cavaliers.
Okay, Jaguars are coming. And Orange is eventually recovering pretty well. It's now Teal, which is in a very bad position.
Yep, Teal's being attacked by Knights and Conquistadors again.
So Beginner is actually losing his both flanks. That's turning pretty bad.
Yep.
He's turning
Just
a
not
2
switching
versus
to
4.
Bloom properly, it seems like.
And we've got the Paladin from yellow.
Blue's got pikemen, but those paladins are going to do some damage. The Aztec pikemen, because they're in Imperial Age, but they don't have the garland. They're pretty weak.
Yep.
Purple's still doing some damage against Teal. Purple needs to bring in a trebuchet or something. Knock down that Teal castle.
Priority is given to the market.
But Teal lost the town center.
Okay. It's officially 2 versus 4. And it's gonna turn in a 1-1 score. So
Yep.
we'll have our crucial game.
2v2.
Yep,
Another crucial 2v2.
exactly.
Orange is an Imperial Age.
Well, Orange was dead, man. After 10
Yep.
minutes of the game, he was dead. What's happening here?
132 villagers. Yep, Khanate probably has some good rebuilding rules.
Yeah, well, we know that Khanate is a solid AI.
Yep. Purple has paladins now. Probably had them for a while.
But I didn't focus on the Imperial Age time from the beginner both pockets. But it can be an interesting information to see the improvement of this version of beginner.
One thing is that green still only has knights, even though they're in Imperial Age.
Yeah, and it does have a lot of skirmishers as Persian. Yeah.
And none of the AIs are using, any opponents are using archers. So those skirmishers aren't super effective.
Okay, so to conclude, beginner definitely needs to improve in its late game. The Imperial Age is actually pretty weak if you compare it with solid AIs like the Khanate. The early game is pretty good, I would say.
I think beginner just needs to focus more on booming instead of being aggressive 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Save up for military upgrades, next stages, and so on.
And keep the wood for the farms.
Yes.
That might help a lot.
Be more conservative with military buildings. Even reducing that could indirectly help being too aggressive with training military units. The Persians are using crossbowmen. If this is DE, that could be really smart, but this is not DE.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Wood-only archers. That's so fun. I haven't used them because I don't play DE hardly at all. But that sounds like fun.
Okay, so looking at the population, green is almost dead. Let's wait blue to be 50 population and I'll give the victory to the Khanate. I think that beginner doesn't have... But yes, it does have retreat rules. Let's see. Let's wait a bit to check if it does have retreat rules, resign rules, I mean.
Yeah, it has good resign rules. As far as I can tell. Yeah, it at least has them. One thing I noticed with the Khanates is that it had like almost 160 villagers at one point, but now most of the AIs are either at like 120 or even much lower.
Yeah.
Just so they can have a lot of military. So that's pretty smart. All right, well now it's time for the 2v2.
Exactly. One other AI tends to train a lot of villagers. It's Doomsday, if I'm right. Doomsday can go for 100, yes.
Unfair steel.
Yeah, 160 or something like that. Civilian population. That's a lot. Okay, so we've got our 2v2, in fact. Pretty important.
And I think as Byzantines, with a pretty cheap army, you wouldn't need a whole lot of villagers. But who knows?
Well, but Doomsday tends to go for cataphracts and paladins. Byzantine paladins. So, yep.
Yeah, Byzantine paladins are okay, not great.
Yeah, not great, definitely.
But they're paladins.
Not
if you can go for them and your enemy doesn't have 80 halberdiers, then go for them. I think they're better than Celt paladins, at least.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like the weirdest option to have available. It's almost like Koreans having Hussar.
Okay, so some music in the background for the 2v2. Okay, so let's fix the games. Damn. I don't know why I did restart the same game for some reason. So beginner the Khanate 2v2. Let's go. Are you in?
I am in.
Okay.
Looks like we got Vikings and Aztec.
Yep. Once again we've got Aztec.
So we'll see if the Khanate goes for monks again. We'll see if beginner goes for 4 barracks again.
Yep.
It worked last time. Must be a good strategy. Eagle's Revenge goes for 4 barracks, right?
Yep. In fact.
It's a winning strategy.
So I think that it's a good point for beginner. But let's see what's going on with Viking.
So, Green's lumber camp is not great.
Yeah. Anyway, the wall forests were far from the TC. Well, yellow's lumber camp is not great either. Red
Yeah,
is
it's about as good as it could be, but maybe a tile closer would be better.
Yep.
But I think he picked the best wood location. Also, all of yellow's gold is basically in the same spot at the foot of a hill. It's not the best. If green is able to attack yellow early, that might not be great for yellow.
Yeah, that's right.
Meanwhile,
Let's
green has some
see.
defensive cliffs, which might help out. Some really nice gold in the back. So I kind of like green's position. The lumber camp could be a bit vulnerable, as well as not being built in a good spot, and a second lumber camp being built even worse for green.
Oh, yep, in fact. And it's good for medicines, okay. Which are gonna be men at arms pretty soon. And same for blue.
Interesting.
Yeah, in the game before it just went for fast castle, if I'm right. Oh,
In the
yellow.
1v1, yeah, I think Aztecs went for fast castle into Eaglewood.
So yellow is attempting it and first attack, but it already met some medicine. And okay, yellow's first attack is definitely not effective. Moreover, green has already some arches. And red
Looks like red is trying to build a tower.
Yeah, in fact, in Green's town, I would say, maybe. Oh no, in Blue Town.
Oh,
Well, if it succeeds, I would say that this tower is definitely in a good position.
yeah, it's on a good hill. And blue doesn't have any military really.
Okay,
I
well,
don't know if beginners, villagers will react if they see that tower.
okay,
Attack from
unfortunately,
red, which is doing well.
blue went for arches against those skirmishers. This could be a problem.
Yeah.
And yeah, this tower is in a pretty good position, of course. It's supporting pretty well the army. And we've got already a lot of villagers which are idle under the TC. I think that blue is in a very bad shape already.
Right. Green's coming to help, or it was coming to help, but I don't know if that's
Oh.
going to do much.
Oh, at the same
Yellow's
time,
got it.
yeah, yellow was trying to build a tower. That's why green eventually came back.
Yep. Alright, looks like green's going to help out now.
I think that it's just patrolling, giving the feeling that it will help, but it don't. And green is keeping having a problem with this lumber camp, which is turning really too far. We want to see a new lumber camp at this stage of the game.
Need a new lumber camp. Even with default drop site this many distance greater than this many tiles, should be enough to build a new one. Oh, there's a new one being built, but it's not
Oh,
in the
okay,
spot either.
we've got one. And this time, okay, green is coming, but I'm scared that green is gonna lose so many units trying to kill this tower, so well protected by red's army.
Yep, and red's attacking from the hill. One issue with beginner's micro is that the green's units are just going back and forth. Maybe because the town has always been attacked by yellow. But I think you should be consistent.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I agree with you.
Alright, well blue somehow killed off red's army. Now they're attacking the red tower. But they're just going to sacrifice all their units to killing it.
Yeah, I think that red lost its units against the TC one by one.
Alright, well, green has the biggest army right now, but red's in Castle Age.
Yeah. And yellow too in few seconds. Blue is not too far from researching Castle Age, just 200 food is missing.
Yep, looks like they're saving up for it. Gold. There we go, Castle Age for blue.
Okay, so at this stage we will need a pretty good green player.
Yep.
As you said, it does have the military, but yellow has actually 40 military population, that's a lot.
Yep. Green lost the military lead. It looks like green is just patrolling around its town.
Yeah.
Probably smartly decided that yellow's not a good target anymore. And so we got crossbows from the Aztecs and red. I'm trying to figure out what red is doing. Red's got some spearmen. Where's the rest of its army?
Crossbows, spearmen. That's its main units. Oh, blue is acting
Spearmen aren't really needed
yellow.
at this point. Aha! Yes. With
Well.
long swordsmen, of course. I don't think blue should be attacking at this point.
It should, in
Alright.
fact.
Yeah, yellow is attacking now.
Yeah, with a huge amount of population. Okay, we've got elite skirmisher for green, which might help a lot. I think that
Got a
green
big
can
battle
win.
going on.
Oh man,
This might be
green
the biggest battle we've seen all
green
day.
is doing a pretty good job.
Yes.
And it's now in a good
Green got a
position to
defensive castle
counterattack.
up as well.
Yep, the castle
Green needs
is
to be
great.
consistent and counterattack.
Come on, green, just attack.
You just go all the way to Yellow's town. You can do that.
Well, I didn't notice that red was already in Imperial Age. But it stays
Arbalest.
going for Arbalest, yeah. Arbalest against skirmishers at this tape. Red will need something else. It keeps going for Arbalest. It's Viking. I don't see any stable. It keeps going for Arbalest plus Pikeman.
Yeah. Against Aztecs.
Yeah, against Aztec in fact.
Yeah, if this was DE or Well of Low Kingdoms, that'd be an even worse choice with Castle Age unique attack for the Aztecs.
Man, green is doing a very good job. Look at this on yellow. It's taking the lead.
It's got all their skirmishers and crossbows planted on that hill, killing so many villagers.
Yeah. I'm surprised by the fact I don't see any scorpions from the Khanate. That could be a good option.
Another thing is that Aztecs, for the yellow player doesn't have padded archer armor yet.
Yep.
No armor at all on their archers.
And in the other side, red is keeping pushing. Blue definitely needs to reach Imperial, but as usual, Beginner has some problems with this. It's too late researching Imperial Age, and I'm scared that this time it's gonna be the critical problem.
Yeah, red's got seed rams now, and
yeah, that's gonna be pretty hard.
Melee units. So this could be the push from red that really knocks blue down. So for beginner needs to punish yellow, which is yellow's training man-at-arms.
Yeah, but look at the population. Yellow has more population than green at this point.
Wow, yeah, that's true. But it looks like green is helping out its ally, which is probably a good thing right now.
Yeah.
But I think it's too late. Blue already lost their town.
Yeah, it's definitely too late, in fact. Okay, green is eventually researching Imperial Age. It needs to win 1 to 2.
Good.
So it's gonna be hard. So let's bet what is gonna be the main unit as Viking for beginner. I'm scared that blue is gonna resign soon now. Regarding its population, okay, it did.
Alright, 1v2.
Yep, 1v2 against two AIs having full population, red and yellow.
Yeah, at this point, green needs to just boom up its population so it can keep on training units over and over again.
Yeah. Well, but in the meantime, look at the Reds' economy. Actually, it does have so many food, so many gold, so many wood.
Wow.
Well, the Khanate did play pretty well, I have to say. Yellow managed to defend in a bad position against green 10 minutes before. It's now full population while green is all alone versus
Yep.
in 1 versus 2.
So it looks like beginner caps out at 120 villagers. None of its town centers are trained in villagers right now. But green is getting close to pop capped as well.
Yeah.
It's getting a lot of technologies.
And of course it needs a lot of military population in 1 versus 2. But I'm scared that it's pretty hard to support 80 military population with 120 civilian population only.
Yeah. Most of it's skirmishers, so you might be able to, but it's hard. Is there an average number of villagers you go for early age? For the longest time, I had general just at 120 villagers, but I think that's too small. I'm still kind of learning what number is best.
Oh. What I do is 135 civilian population, and as long as I train trade cards, I delete villagers. That way I always keep having 135, which looks to be fine to support a good amount of civilian population. But I know that the Horde, for example, in late game can delete many civilian population to reach military cap around 100 and sometimes more military population, so it depends on the economy, I would say.
Right. You can't just set it and forget it.
Well, at this point I think that beginner is gonna lose.
Yep. You got Arbalest on both sides with yellow zonagers and red's trebuchets.
Yep.
Seems to be a pretty effective combo, but it's also 1v2 right now.
Yeah.
So, looks like this is going to be the last few seconds of beginner in this tournament.
In fact, it's a shame, I would say.
Yeah. Villagers killing so many villagers.
Yeah, it's hurting a lot. Okay, so it looks like it was the day, the offwo's day today.
Yep. All three AIs moving on.
Exactly. With 8 victories and 1 lose. And this is done, man. So we have to say bye-bye to beginner. It makes me sad, I would say. But it's definitely deserved. Yeah.
And Jacky's AIs in the tournament.
Yep. But the Khanate deserve its qualification anyway. It played pretty decent.
Yeah, the Khanate's a pretty good AI.